So this is my counter right now. No workspace, but definitely a good feeling. Onions on the baby gate are drying out really nicely. Then brush the dirt off as it dried more. Just brush it away, vacuum underneath. One of them, the greens, are starting to dry up really nice. You can feel there's still some moisture in there. They got a ways to go. The other two with the bigger greens are still working on it. Another week or so. Everything's been going really nuts in the garden, guys. I know I haven't been around in a couple days. It's been a little bit busy. My son's getting a lot bigger. He's starting to sit himself up now. He's crawling around like crazy. I was being a little wild thing. I chase him around all the time, but he's doing really, really well. He's eating more. He's been making tons and tons of baby food because now, especially because he's eating more of a variety of food, I want to make sure that he's not eating the same 3 meals every single day. That we're getting a good variety in there, so I'm kind of constantly making food and freezing it and all that good stuff. And we do the reusable diapers, so that takes up a lot of time. But so we're coming out here to the garden, and I showed you what my counter looked like in there, which is really good. So we're doing all kinds of stocking up and all that kind of good stuff. I had some leftover asparagus. My husband doesn't eat asparagus, so when I buy the bushels, it tends to go bad before I'm able to eat it all on my own. So I'm actually pickling some of that with the leftover brine I had. I'm pickling some of the leftover green beans I had rather than freezing them. I'm going to pickle them, and we have more coming in. I'll show you that. I'm going to be making a tomato basil soup. I'm going to have a video on that coming up. We've got the fermenting cucumbers coming up. Just all kinds of good stuff. Oh, and zucchini bread too. I'm going to be making zucchini bread. I love the zucchini bread that I make. I'm going to be sharing that recipe with you guys coming up too. So I brought you out here to the garden. I'm going to quickly take you around and show you what's been going on. Really well. You can see they all started coming in red. You saw how many I had in on the counter there. You see the plants are starting to get to a point where they're going to be passing by soon. We've got some yellowing leaves going on. Some of the plants still look really healthy. We've still got a ton of tomatoes starting to come in on these that are still going to be pickable, which is awesome. So we're going to be making that tomato basil soup. I'm going to be making some tomato sauces, maybe some tomato salad, and we can freeze that up like a bruschetta kind of thing, which is always really, really good. The habanero pepper plants have suddenly blown up. They're always really small compared to everything else, and now all of a sudden they are all bushing out like crazy. If I can get my shadow out of here so that you can see. And they are starting to get some peppers on them, which is really nice. They kind of hide in the foliage, but if I can find some to show you. Yeah, there's one there. Oh, there's another 1, 2, 3, a couple flowers. So all of them are getting a couple peppers, and that's good. The jalapeno plants, surprisingly, are still producing some jalapenos over there. Just 1 or 2 per plant. They're slowing down, but they're going. And the long run cayennes have suddenly started to blow up too. And if you can see this one, they've all got at least probably 2 to 3 peppers on them a piece. All nice and big, starting to turn red. And that kind of thing. And I'll actually show you inside how we're drying these this year. Cayennes this year. Saving money on the dehydrator. And I just tied up actually to our curtain rod, and then I've got a piece of thread, and I used a needle. And I actually just went through the thickest part of the stem there and down to the next one. You can see, sorry the light's not the best because the sun's out there. If you can see or not, where it is starting to actually dry there and become leathery and darker and crinkled. So I think this will be really nice to dry it that way, and then we'll actually just keep them on this vine here until we want to use it. I'll probably find a different place to hang it once they're all dry rather than it being in our window here. That'll be great for that. And then I took a little stick here and I wrapped up a ton of extra thread there and just left that hanging there, and that way as we get more cayennes, I can just unravel it, stick it through the next cayenne, wrap it back up, and just continue this vine all the way down. I kept meaning to show you this, guys, too. You may have seen it in one of the other videos in the background, because we got it like a week and a half ago. But I was really psyched about this. We got these 4 super nice chairs with cushions and everything. We needed outdoor furniture, and they were free on the side of the road and in good condition. Somebody just stuck them out there with a table and everything. We already had a bigger table to match. The table that they had out was a little rusted and less, not in as good shape, so that's really, really nice. So we were pretty psyched about that. Always watch for that stuff on the side of the road, guys. Hey, Mama Cat. Hello, Mama Cat. Photo bomb. The pumpkin and squash plants, though I planted these very, very late, are starting to spread out like crazy. They're actually starting to vine out across the ground. They've been flowering like crazy. You can see them throwing some tendrils out, seeing if they can grab it onto anything. But they are all doing really, really well. Nice big flowers all over the place. So hopefully, even though we're so late, it is supposed to be an Indian summer, hopefully we will still get some squash and some pumpkins off of these guys, because that'll be a lot of fun for fall and autumn time, and also with the baby eating all kinds of squash, it's going to save us a bunch of money, so that'll be really, really nice. Now the potato plants have totally died back. I'm going to consider this dead at this point. I like to leave them in the ground for a week or two before pulling them out and let those skins really toughen up. I know that I was talking to my dad the other day about how some people just leave them in the ground until they want to use them even through the winter, but then you're taking a chance of rodents eating them, so I'm not going to do that. I am going to harvest these, but I'm not sure. I think I'm just going to kind of pick a day and do it. They've already been dead for about a week or so, so I think I'm just going to wait for that feeling when the time is right, and I'm going to come out and pull all these guys up out of the ground, and I'll make sure to show you when we do that. I did feel very, very blessed, because as you guys know, my zucchinis just are not doing well this year. They're not liking this soil. I'm going to have to try to work on that next year. This is the best zucchini I've gotten so far, and I think I'm going to pull this today, because I'll show you the way that the other zucchinis are going. I'm not getting anything this. You can see what this zucchini did here, with kind of not bulbing out at the end the way that it's supposed to. And this one's still good, but I'm worried because I have one on the other side that did this too, and I was waiting for it to come in, and now this whole yellow end here actually rotted off of it, and I lost the whole zucchini because of it. And I mean, you can see how small these zucchini plants are. They just did not grow at all. Normally at this point these leaves would be the size of my head, kind of thing. But what I was going to say earlier was I was very, very blessed. If you saw the zucchini on the counter in there, my parents' zucchini came in amazing. They have too many that they can't eat them all. They know I love to make the zucchini bread. All this second harvest of beans that I planted are coming in beautifully. The one that you're looking in here are purple beans, bush beans, and we've got a row of green bush beans back here, and then a row behind that all along the trellis of pole beans. So that's really nice, and this is probably about a 15-foot line for each one here. So that's awesome. They're coming in beautifully. I did come out, which I had talked about before, and I ripped all those peas out that had died off and yellowed, and I did plant more peas in here. As you can see, I do need to come out and water the soil, but it has been raining a lot, and I am surprised that I have not seen any sprouts from these guys yet. I'm hoping some are going to come in. I'm hoping that they didn't go ahead and get drowned by all the rain that we were having, and then it dried out and not keeping up with it. Sorry about my shadow there, guys. I'm looking here actually. It looks like, no, okay, I thought that might have been a sprout coming up, but no. So not sure what's going on here, guys, but we'll see. We'll give it a couple days still. I've still got some time to see if those come in. It'll be really nice if it does, especially because my son also eats the peas and everything. I like to mix that up with some broccoli for him, so that would be really nice if we could get some more in. Like I've been showing you guys, the pepper plants are still doing awesome. This one alone has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 peppers on it still coming in right now. Lots of monsters, but I have found that it is better to leave the peppers on the plant than to harvest them. They'll last longer on the plant than to bring them in and have them rot on the counter when you're not eating them all at once. So that'll be really nice, because I'll probably use some of these if we do tomato sauce. I'll also be using some of these if we make the bruschetta. So it'll be really good timing that all these tomatoes are coming in, and then I can pull a bunch of these peppers. If you saw my pickling video, I also cut them up and put them in that, and they're actually really, really good when you pull them out of that the bread and butter style brine. They're very, very good slices of peppers, so that was nice. And the cucumbers here are passing by, but they've still got random little cucumbers coming in here and there, and there's a couple bigger ones I'm letting get a little bit larger before I pull them in, and that's awesome. And sad news, guys, I've had it with the broccoli. I mean, as soon as these guys started to flower, the cabbage worms came back in. I didn't get out here for a day, and they already had destroyed it. I actually pulled up the other plant that was flowering because it was so incredibly decimated, and just breeding them throughout it. That I just got rid of it because it was just gonna spread them to the other plants. And this one too, I'm coming out here constantly like that, killing one right there, and it's causing it to fall apart. It's all blackened inside, I mean, I'm wondering if it's even worth it to keep the plant. The other plants are in such bad shape that haven't flowered yet. I honestly don't know if they're going to flower at this point, so that's pretty disappointing. I thought I was going to get good broccoli this year, but, you know, no big deal. We tried, and, you know, we are blessed enough that there are grocery stores and other farmers who grow very good quality, delicious broccoli that we have access to, so, you know, that's all good and well, and we'll try again next year. We'll keep trying with these, but, you know, I've kind of gotten to a point with them, I'm not so sure. But in good news, even though it did reattract the worms because of those broccoli plants, and they did start coming back over to my cabbages, I'm managing to keep up with those. They're still doing really, really well, which is awesome. Beautiful. This one's the biggest one, but the ball isn't as tight, and this one was getting attacked more than the rest of them with the second wave of cabbage worms that we have coming in, but still doing really, really well. We've got some beautiful heads of purple cabbage. I think I'm going to come back out and harvest a few of these onions today if I can get to it today. I should be able to. And as soon as we do that, I'll go ahead and make sure to post those over to our Facebook page at Wendy Cedar Farm, so you can always watch for over there. You'll be able to see pictures of what we pull out of here. Got a couple still standing, but a few that have been fallen over for a couple days now, so I want to pull them out before those next get sunburned. I was going to do an update on the baby chicks today too, but they're all hiding in the shade. It's pretty hot today. They're underneath the coop, so not really a place where I can get a good video of them to show you, but as soon as I can see them, I'll try to get a video and post it up for you guys. And in other news, we were pretty excited. We did our first successful trade, which was great. We were able to barter some eggs and some tomatoes for some homemade maple syrup, which was really, really nice. We've been trying to find people to trade with around here. Still working on, you know, getting that, I don't want to call it a clientele, but that community kind of thing. So that was really nice and pretty exciting. Otherwise, you know, we do a lot of helping out with family the gardens, but that's more of a, you know, we help each other out. We don't barter kind of thing. You know, you need something, I'll give it to you. We have extra of this, we'll take it, that kind of stuff. Otherwise, everything's been really good, so I just wanted to take you around and do you a quick update. We'll have all those videos coming up soon. You can always check over on our Facebook page at Wendy Cedar Farm too to see what we're up to. I post up there whenever I can too, pictures and things like that and updates on what we're doing. Otherwise, I will see you all on the next one. I love you all. Enjoy the rest of your day. Stay cool, stay safe. God bless, and bye-bye. I just came inside for making a video, guys. My poor little love bug. I'm gonna have to move him. That's probably not the best position to be in for sleeping. He's got his little penguin.